Hello learners, I am Parikshit and welcome to another very exciting session on Unacademy CAT-alyst. In today's session, we are going to talk about what to do if you are not faring well in the mocks. With just less than 100 days left for the CAT now, I get a lot of calls almost every day, messages and calls from students telling me that you are frustrated, that you are demotivated because you have not been able to score well in your mocks, and on top of it, you have your office work, you have your graduation studies and a lot more to cope up with. So how do I get along with mocks and what do I do so that I score well in the mocks? If you belong to one of these categories, this video is meant for you. So make sure you watch this complete video to know all details if you are not faring well in mocks today. Let's get started. So this is me, your educator on the platform with the highest live class rating, thanks to my learners. Okay, a lot of new batches are starting on Unacademy in the next few days. The 21st of August, 18th August, right? Exclusive LRDI batch, target bullseye batch, and an aim for CAT 2022 batch. If you are interested to enroll for any of these batches, remember use my code PARIKSHITLIFE, which is there on your screen for maximum discount. Also, if you enroll using my code, you get free mentorship. I repeat, free mentorship from my side. And mentorship is all about going beyond your class hours to help you with any doubts, any queries that you might have at any point of time in this last few days before your CAT. Let's get started with today's session. Okay. Yes. So not faring well in mocks. What do I do? Okay. That's gonna be the agenda for today's class. And this class is gonna be LRDI specific. LRDI specific. Not faring well in mocks. Now, first thing I must tell you, over 8 years of experience now, the first thing that I want you to do if you are not faring well in mocks is take a break. Definitely, it's very important that you take a break at this point of time, right? When I say take a break, I'm not saying a 10-day break or a 15-day break. You take a minimum 3-day break, a 3-day break, right? Keep yourself away from mocks, keep yourself away from any stress, and do things that you like. Maybe listen to maybe go on a small vacation somewhere very close by, maybe spend some time with your family. It's very important that you are re-energized at this point of time, right? If you are already demotivated, if you already feel stressed out, right, writing the mocks, I think it's very essential that you take a 3-day break. If you're not going anywhere, just watch a movie, do things that you like, right? Listen to a song, probably go out on a walk, okay? Go on a long drive, whatever you do, don't touch your book for the next 2 or 3 days if you are burned out, if you are stressed. Remember, it's not the number of hours that you put. It's basically the quality of study that you do that will decide whether you get into the top IIMs this year or not. So please take a break and re-energize, okay? It's very important that you are re-energized and motivated, right? Very, very, very important. I think that's nothing more important than that at this point of time. Second thing, do not write new mocks, okay? Do not write new mocks at this point of time for the next few days. Do not write new mocks. When I say do not write new mocks, why do I say so? Because I know that a lot of you have not analyzed the previous mocks. The assumption that I make at this point of time is, on an average, students have already written around 5 mocks. Students have already written around 5 mocks, right? Now, please make sure that first you go back and analyze these 5 mocks. If you have not fared well in all these 5 mocks, right, the first thing that you need to go and do is open up each of these mocks, right? Any mock you take, if it is from a good provider, good mock provider, right, good institute, it has a table. Remember, any mock that you take will have a table as an analysis. What it will have? It will categorize the questions which are easy, which are moderate, and which are difficult. Now, let's come to easy, moderate, and difficult questions, okay? Now let's say the questions easy, which were easy, were question number 1, 7, 9, and so on. Moderate was, let's say, 2, 8, 15, and so on. And similarly difficult, 3, 13, and so on. At this point of time, for every mock, especially if you are not doing well, you need to do one thing. What you need to do, you need to open up each of these mocks and complete all the easy questions. Complete all easy questions for mock 1 that you have already attempted. Similarly, complete all easy questions for mock 2 that you have already completed. Similarly, let's say till mock 5. Very important. Remember, if you are not doing well, you got to change your strategy. You got to relearn, right? And you got to try something new. And I think this is something that you should definitely try at this point of time. Go to every mock that you have attempted. Pick up the easy questions. Easy is not what you decide. Easy is as per the expert analysis, right? So every good mock will have some analysis and will classify the question as easy or moderate. Please make sure that you complete all the easy questions from all the mocks that you have given till date. Once you are done with that, you know what? The best part is you will have some level of confidence being built up. You know that there are 6 mocks that were there and every easy question has been done. Remember, around 30% of the paper will be easy. 30% of the paper will be easy questions. And you got to make sure that you do all of these. Now, there can be a scenario when even while solving an easy question, you are not able to understand. Correct? That is very well a scenario that will happen with most of you. Now, think about it. Experts have marked it easy. Students in the mock exams have been able to solve that question, but you are finding that question difficult. I think the inference is very obvious. What is the inference out here? The inference out here is you are not clear on your basics. Right? Let's say you get a question on cubes. It has been classified as an easy question, but you are not able to solve that question and you still find it difficult even after looking at the solution. That would mean you go back to the basics, cover up the basics of cubes, and then come back and solve this question again. Okay? Next, once you are done with easy, follow the same pattern for moderate level questions. Come back to mock number 1. Pick up all the mock moderate level questions which the experts have classified as moderate and finish all of it starting from mock 1 to the last mock. Starting from mock 1 to the last mock. Okay, let's say mock 5 is your last mock. What about the difficult questions? If you are low in confidence, you might want to leave out the difficult questions. Okay, you might want to leave out the difficult questions. A. But let's say you are already in the 94, 95 percentile. You are already scoring 94, 95 percentile, or for that matter, 90 percentile. Then this is not applicable for you. You got to solve the difficult questions as well. But for others who are less than 70 percentile at this moment or less than 80 percentile at this moment, please leave out the difficult questions. Now, when I say leave out the difficult questions of the mock, right, you again got to be a bit smart here. Let's say in mock number 2, okay, there was one set which was classified as really difficult, but you were able to solve that set. That means that particular set you don't leave out. While practicing or while revisiting the mocks, please make sure that if there was some set which you could do it in the mock exams, even though it was classified as difficult, you please make sure you revise it, because if you're able to do it in the mocks, probably it was difficult for others, it was difficult for the experts, but for you, you know this because you have done exactly something very similar in your classes or in your practice material. So for you, don't leave out such sets, right? Now, I think at the end of 15 days of this exercise, what would happen is most of you would gain a lot of confidence, because even if you leave out the difficult questions, you would have ended up solving the easy and the moderate ones. And trust me, the easy and the moderate ones would constitute nearly 70% of the paper. Remember, if you are able to solve 50% of the paper, you are through. It's a 99 plus percentile. And what I am telling you is to practice 70% of the mock questions in quants, in LRDI, and probably for verbal as well. You might want to apply this strategy. Trust me, it works. Correct? Now, the next thing that you got to do before you write the next mock, right? Now, when you are doing this strategy, remember, you are picking up all the easy questions. You are picking up all the moderate sets. You got to keep an Excel sheet. And students who attend my class know that how much importance I stress on this Excel sheet. Prepare an Excel sheet, okay? You must be having an Excel sheet like this. And on this Excel sheet, on the left hand side column, have the names of topics. As an example, it could be graphs, pie charts, bar charts, anything. It could be games and tournaments. It could be cubes. It could be blood relations. Like this, you write down every topic that you know in LRDI, probably pie chart, bar graphs, everything you can classify as graphs. Just make sure that you classify everything, write down all the names of topics. And what happens across the rows, okay, just type here mock 1, mock 2, mock 3. Prepare an Excel sheet like this, okay? And for each of the mocks, mention the category to which this question belongs. Let's say mock 1, set 1 belongs to games and tournaments. Just mention here games and tournaments. Set 2, let's say, belongs to graphs. Okay. Next, let's say set 3 belongs to blood relations. Like this, you prepare for each of the mocks. Similarly, mock 3, set number 5 was on games and tournaments. Like this, you prepare a big Excel sheet. What happens is that at the end of 5 or 6 mocks you have given, let's say you write 6 or 7 mocks, this will help you analyze which are your strong and weak areas. Let's say at the end of 5 mocks or 7 mocks, you come to a conclusion. What is the conclusion? That in all the 5 mocks, you have got the games and tournaments questions you have not been able to solve. What does that would mean? That would mean that you again need to go back to the basics, solve your class handouts, solve your book questions of games and tournaments, and then come back. And now remember, you don't have to search. You don't have to search. You have everything right in front of you. Open this Excel sheet. You have done your PDFs. You have done your book games and tournaments question. Now come back and you know that mock 1, set 1 was from games and tournaments. Mock 3, set number 5 was from games and tournaments. Immediately finish this sets. What will happen? End to end, you are covering a topic, and that would leave that would not leave even an iota of doubt or even an iota of underconfidence when you are solving sets, because you know that you have solved all questions from your class handouts, from your books, as well as from the mock exams. This way, you will very easily be able to cover up each and every question that has come up in the mock. If not the difficult ones, remember we are still 3 months away from the CAT. Minimum, you'll be able to solve all the easy and the moderate sets. This is a must do at this point of time. Yes, very important. Having said that, the next thing that I'm going to focus on is, okay, you have done your homework. How much time will this take? 5 mocks, analysis of the last 5 mocks that you have missed or probably you did not give. Or you might have even written this 5 or 6 mocks. It might take around 15 more days. Let's say starting from today. Today is the 20th of August. By September 5th, you should be able to complete what I have just mentioned. If you do that, from September 6th onwards, you can start writing the new mocks. Now, what has happened? Before you write the new mocks, you have actually gained a lot of confidence. Remember, if you keep writing mocks but don't work on the weaknesses, don't work on areas, right? There is no point writing a new mock unless you know what has gone wrong in the previous mocks. 15 days, do what I just told you. Once these 15 days are over, from the 6th of September, go back, write the mocks again. And I can tell you for sure that there will be, and I'm telling you for sure, there will be an increase in your percentile. Increase in percentile will only happen in the mocks if you make the corrections, if you don't repeat your mistakes. And unless you have analyzed your mistakes, you don't even know what were the mistakes that you have committed in your previous mocks, right? So this is before you write the new mocks. Now, once you actually sit down to write the mocks, what more goes wrong with students, right? The first thing is, what more goes wrong with students is the next thing that I'm gonna come across is selection of sets. I personally believe that in LRDI, okay, 50% of your job is complete, is done on the basis of the selection of sets. If you select the wrong sets, no matter how good you are in LRDI, how much you have scored in your previous mocks, doesn't matter. On the day of the exam, you will not be able to do well. Hence, selection of sets is very, very, very important. Now, how do you select the sets is again something that I'm going to talk about in the in the next 4-5 minutes. Correct? Again, for people who have watched my video before, you know this. But for others, I'm going to repeat it. First 2 minutes, you are going to look at every set that has appeared in the mock. How do you do that? I'm only talking about LRDI out here, right? Remember, in LRDI, it's a 40-minute paper. It's just a 40-minute paper, right? In the first 40 minutes, okay, of your LRDI section, the first 2 minutes, you got to make up your mind which sets you are going to solve. And to do that, it's also essential that you look at all the 5 sets. Remember, on your screen will appear direction for, let's say, question 1 to 4. Direction for question 1 to question 4. And on your screen, you'll have something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the question numbers, right? 7, 8, and so on. You first, for 10-15 seconds, okay, have a glance at the first set that is appearing on your screen. Decide, have a look, what topic is that? Is it lengthy? Is it small? Probably this is one area which you are very good at. Fine, just note down the topic. Just don't read the entire set. Have a glance, decide the topic, look at the topic and see whether you'll be able to solve it or not. And then immediately click on question number 5. Why 5? Because you know that question 1 to question 4 is set 1 only, is the first set. Immediately you will click on 5, the number 5, and immediately what you see on your screen is set 2. Spend 30 seconds and then you click on set number 9. Number 9. Let's say number 9 is the third set, right? Click on that. In this way, in the first 2 minutes, okay, very important. I think this decides the next 58 minutes, next 38 minutes. The first 2 minutes, you pick up at least 2 sets which you think are doable out of the 5 or 6 sets that you have just looked at. It could be some of you are very good at, let's say, a linear arrangement. Some of you are very good at, let's say, percentage increase, percentage decrease type questions. There could be others who are very good at maxima, minima based caselets. Pick up your strong area and select 2 sets at a minimum which you think you will do, and also select the order. Probably set number 5 is something I'm going to do first, and then I'm going to do set number 2. Decide that and try to complete the sets in 25 minutes. At least in the 25 minutes, try to complete the sets. Why 25 minutes? Because the next 15 minutes, your target is to solve 1 more set. Remember, out of the total questions that will come in LRDI, how many questions? We believe around 24 to 25, around 20, 23, 20, any number between 22 to 25 will come in your exam, right? So how many questions in LRDI in your CAT? Any number between 22 to 25 questions, right? Any number in this range. You got to target 50% of the questions. If you are able to solve 50% of the questions correctly, I'm saying net score is 50%, right? 3 marks per question. If there are 25 questions, 75 marks. So around 37 also, if you're able to get, that would mean solving around 12 to 13 correctly, you will end up with a 99 plus percentile. So very important, that's the next thing that you are going to target when you appear for your mocks. Remember, you know the final target is to attempt 50% of the questions. But on day 1, the day you decide to write the new mocks, should you target 50% of the questions? Definitely not. Probably in the next mock that you write, okay, target 30% of the questions. Keep a small target, 30% of the questions, right? 30% of the questions. I know this is very less. You might end up with a less percentile, but fine. You are taking 1 step at a time. You first try to solve 30% of the questions. Then you think, okay, mock 6, I'm able to solve 30%. Then in mock number 7, Try to raise this number. Try to solve 35%, 40% of the questions. That is the way you try to achieve your targets, right? On day one, when you go out to play a cricket match, you don't target 100. First day, no one can score a century. But first day, if you score 10, next day, if you probably score 20, next day 35, and so on, slowly and steadily, but for sure, you'll be able to achieve your target. So have small steps in a mind. If you are at 60 percentile, next day cannot be 99 percentile, 60 to 65, then to 72, and so on. Gradually, the improvements will happen. Correct? Very important that you have patience till then. Right? So I think these are some of the very important things that you got to keep in mind. What I told you today will work for all the three sections, for quants, for verbal, as well as for LRDI. But my focus is mostly today for the LRDI section. So you got to keep this in mind. And the next thing that I got to tell you is DI, right? DI is something which is very, very, very easy. You got to make sure that you complete the DI portion very nicely. Why not LR? LR, you might have solved, let's say, a circular arrangement. You might have solved 20 questions. But on the day of your exam, the 21st set that comes on circular arrangement might be really, really, really tough. And you might not be able to get your solution, right? But DI, unlike LR, is very predictable. The DI is very predictable, very, very predictable. There are not too many variations in DI, and hence it is important that you complete the DI portion very well. Now, for those of you who have got Unacademy Plus access, I think life is very simple for you. You just go to my profile, filter on Plus, okay? And then you will get 270 hours of recordings of practice material with video solution. 270 hours of practice material with video solution you will get. You just need to follow the sequence. You just need to follow the sequence that while studying. Let's say DI you want to study. You want to start, you go to my profile, filter on Plus, and look up for this course, complete course on DI sequence 1. Then go to DI sequence 2 and so on. Similarly for LR. Correct? Sequence 1 first, sequence 2 first, and so on. Now this is in addition to my live classes every morning, Monday to Friday. So every morning, Monday to Friday, right? I take LRDI live at 7:45 a.m. 7:45 to 8:45 a.m. Okay, morning. And this is live. Now, what I am stressing on here is, in addition to the live classes, you must make sure that you finish the recordings as well, right? Let's take up questions which are there on the live on YouTube. So someone is asking, sir, make similar video for QA as well. How to select easy questions for round 1. Yes, QA we will take up a different video altogether. But for LRDI today, I think this is what I have for you. Please make sure that you prepare well. Just over 3 more months remaining now. And it's these last 3 months that will decide whether you get into IIM Ahmedabad or probably MBA remains a dream in your life. So work hard for the 3 months. And you know what? I always say 3 months you work hard, and the next 40 years of your life, you're going to enjoy. The next 3 months, you don't work hard, probably MBA will never happen, will always remain a dream for you, right? So these 3 months is going to make or decide your career, right? Work hard, and I'm sure the rest will follow. Please follow the strategies which we discussed, and I think that is it for today. Remember, if you are subscribing to any Unacademy plan, please make sure to use my code Parikshit Life. If you are using my code Parikshit Life to subscribe to Unacademy Plus, you get maximum discount, as well as you will get free mentorship from my side. And free mentorship is all about going beyond the class hours to help you with any queries that you might have. And yes, limited edition offer is going on. You go for a 2-month, 2-year, or a 1-year subscription. We in Unacademy will give you 3 months absolutely free. And yeah, do enroll for the scholarship test on Unacademy. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the session, and I'm going to see you in my next session. Till then, goodbye and stay safe. Bye for now.